rough, strict,
No.
disciplined. And there's a saying that you don't remember what people did for you, you remember how you felt. And this is the perfect example. I don't remember much. I remember one incident where I asked someone for the answer to a question in high school. Okay? But throughout my life, everywhere in high school, okay? But throughout my life, everywhere I went, and they asked me, who made the biggest impact in your life? I gave one name. That's the only name I ever gave. Fast forward 20 years later, so this was 1984. In 2004, I was in a meeting at my job, and they said to me, it was a class for mentoring. I was going to go to the high schools to mentor kids on financial literacy, etc. They asked me that question again. Who made the biggest impact in your life? And I gave the same name I always gave. This was like Monday. I don't want to give exact time frame but I know it was no more than a week. Okay? So on Monday I gave this answer. On Saturday, I'm at the supermarket in Delaware. Okay, of all the states. I lived in New York. My job moved me to, of all the states, the small little teeny state of Delaware. I was in the parking lot, and my significant other was driving the car. And I saw that walk, okay? The walk. I saw the walk, and I jumped out of the car while it was still moving. And I jumped on this individual. His significant other was standing next to him. And she was looking puzzled but not surprised. Because I'm sure this was not the first time that some strange woman, I was not a woman that day. In my head, I was 10 years old, or 11, because when he left, I was 11. I was 11 years old, and I jumped in his arms, and he knew me from nowhere. But I said, Marymount. That's all I had to say, was Marymount. He became my best friend. He was the MC at my wedding. He was the MC at my mom's 70th birthday. I was at his 50th birthday. I was at his 70th birthday. He lives about 3 miles from me. He celebrates I'm not going to say mine, because our accomplishments more than we do. Okay? He traveled, I think Friday or one of those days, he traveled to be here. I got a text message saying, I'm at your house checking on your husband because my husband got sick last year. This is the person that he has become. And when I say it's a miracle, it's a miracle. Because why would God put me in the same state as the person who shaped? I mean, I had many teachers, don't get me wrong, they all played a very important part. But this person, God knew that I needed him. That song that you just played, I needed you. And you were there, and he's still there. We drove to Canada, me, him, Nadine Nico, and Claudette, to see Sister Bernadette. We drove to Philadelphia, me, him, and Joel to Jenny's father's funeral. There's so many occasions, I cannot name them all. But Mr. Henry, I will never call him Osuna. I can't get there. His wife tried to tell me Suna. I can't get there. It's Mr. Henry, forever and always. We thank you for your inspiration, hard work, and dedication, for every teacher and mentor, and my forever friend.
I went to St. George's Teachers College with 14 men and 214 women.
Oh, wow. You are destined.
God blessed me to find my way at 26 years of age to a school of over 200 women. Every now and again I recall some things that I may not have gotten right. And some of you have been generous enough to forgive me. For those of us who still haven't forgiven me, Janice lost her paper. And that's the worst thing a teacher could do to you. And she has forgiven me. Tonight I want to thank you all for shaping my life. I have tremendous respect for women. I have tremendous respect for children. And I continue to protect women because they are always vulnerable and need our protection. I thank all the ladies at Marymount that challenged me. Those who call me Marymount head boy behind my back. I think it was Mrs. Stoddard, Rosie, who finally confessed that that was the name I got from the pork farmers and the fish farmers. I'm not sure if Odette participated in that, because Odette remains my example of decency and honor. Not that they weren't all honorable, but I want to thank the ladies. I thank the group who we first got together at Nakasaki restaurant in New York in 1998. That's where it all began. I'm not going to strike all in, but I remember Sunshine was there and some of the ladies, and that was the genesis of what we have now. I want to continue to be there for you all, to big you up. Those who are doing well, if you're in the public sphere, you're going to get me publicizing you. I'm going to put your name on Facebook, I'm going to put you in the chat without any apology. Whether you're the janitor or you're the president of the Court of Appeal. I want to thank you very much for this award. I want to thank you very much for this award. God bless you. I love you all, absolutely and without condition.
Yes, to serve God.
Thank you. On that note, I have an apology to the class of 1983. Because 1984 drowned out the poor people. So the class of 1983 that are well represented, participate, please accept my apology and stand. is White House. Go sit down. There are other people in the house, so let me quickly do this in the interest of time. We are going to just stand quickly and then 1985, 1985, Camille Coburn, remember Camille was the third form when we were in fifth form. Yes, 1986, 1986, 1987, 1988. Wow, I love this. 1989, 1990,
Gone to
the
the
Gen Z's, 91, okay, 92, 93, 94,
2025.
94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. By the way, I taught at Marymount 94 to 95. I taught geography and I introduced computer science or information technology then there. All those in the 2000s and the new millennium, you're here to stand. And you graduated in the new millennium. Okay. All right. All right then. So the final, no, not the final. We have the vote of thanks. Yolanda Reynolds. Yes. Please give her a black. She's the president. Put her up for one clap. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm great. I don't think anybody wanted the last one, so, I'm a proud product of the class of 1987. I have a speech right here, but guess what? I was threatened by the staff of customary of 30 minutes to get out of here. So from Marymount House to yours, we thank you very, 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 very much for coming. Thank you again. Thanks to the Marymount staff, thanks to the alumni. Thank you so much for coming. Marymount need you and we look forward to your continued support. Thank you again. Get home safe.
Nowadays I'm lost between two shores, and it's time for the day home. You gonna told but it ain't mine no more. I am myself. You know one day, and no one heard that all night, even the chance. I am my life. I am set out, and I have lost it. I can't even say and it won't let me go. And then I swear, but I'm sending me alone. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard that all night, even the chance. I am my bride. I am set out, and I have lost it. I can't even say bye. I am myself. Every time I think of staying down, every time I think of staying down, everything inside me seems alive. So one thing, no one thing, no one thing. Yes, you've been with me right through the road, and you never said I didn't know. So nothing, no nothing, no nothing. Like to repay you, damages love. I know I will be able to repay love, 'cause I lost down and was all to blame. You hurt me, you're still so fine, and it's blowing my mind. I know I should have to walk away, thinking nothing to mind, but I can't. Oh, I can't. No, I can't.
Oo.